All right, Rafah, Gaza, a lot of talk here where Reuters now reporting Israeli tanks have captured the main road, effectively cutting off the eastern and western halves of Rafah and encircling the eastern side of the city.
We want to discuss this. We have Blaine Holt, a retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, and Darren Gobb, a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel. President Biden, he went out and he warned Israel against going into Rafah. They did it anyways. General Holt, do you think that there is a respect issue here? Do you think that Israel has lost respect for the president of our country?
Well, not only have they lost respect, they don't trust the president of our country. And this is why it's so complicated, is when you break off your commitments to your allies like this at a pivotal time in an existential fight. Israel's not the 51st state, so they get to choose how they're going to fight. And the IDF takes great care, no matter what the propaganda is, to protect civilian lives. So it's the trust issue that could go well beyond this administration and into future years and encourage more instability, more war in the region, because Israel will understand they're on their own. That means they're going to probably have to rethink how they want to take care of Gaza after this is over. Hezbollah, are they going to go to war with Iran because they understand that their number one ally is not with them and that they may be vulnerable to attack?
And Colonel Gobb, there has been a lot of political backlash from President Biden, not just on one side of the aisle, on both, in terms of this message, an ultimatum. If you enter or invade Rafah, we're not sending 3,500 plus bombs. And with this, Biden seemingly is getting involved in the strategic decision making by the Israeli war cabinet. Your thoughts on that, Colonel Gobb?
Yes, Sean, absolutely. And that is an issue and is continuing to be an issue. And that shows the disconnect between Benjamin Netanyahu and Joe Biden. And as Blaine said, this is us getting involved in somebody else's war and trying to dictate to them how they prosecute it when it's their nation at risk and not ours. Frankly, Israel is the size of New Jersey. They don't have a lot of depth, and they have to defeat Hamas now in its entirety. And right now they have a hard time discerning who's their enemy and who's their ally when their number one ally is supposed to be us. But I think that's also a big disconnect between the people of America, who by and large back Israel, and our federal government under the Biden administration.
General Holt, the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, we're waiting on him to submit a report today about Israel's conduct in the war. How do you think our relations have been right now between the two countries? Is the U.S. supporting Israel as well as we should be?
No, it's awful. This is just going to be an indelible scar on this relationship for a very long time. And if Secretary Blinken tragically goes to the Hamas Gaza Ministry of Health numbers, then we're just going to basically be treated to a lot of propaganda and not a lot of real information about what care the Israelis are taking. This is an urban warfare environment. It's the most dangerous kind. This is the same administration that said it's okay to send to Ukraine cluster bombs. And we saw how Afghanistan ended as well. The thing that's ironic to me, Christina, is that these weapons that are being withheld are precision-guided munitions. They're designed to save civilian lives and to limit collateral damage, and yet we're holding this back. So the rhetoric coming out of the administration doesn't match up. What does match up is their love for 16 electoral votes in Michigan.
Interesting point. Right. Many pointing to politics getting in play here, as the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying he's going forward, whether outside forces support him or not. Also, they have the military capability to move forward despite withholding, again, these bombs. But excellent point about the bombs. They're there to minimize civilian casualty, and those are the ones that are being withheld. Now you may be being forced to use dumb bombs.